Hey guys, this is Vicky. Welcome back to my channel. First off, I want to start with apologizing to you guys because I know that I said that I would be, uploading videos and every day and recording for you guys all the time, but unfortunately, life hits us and emergencies happen, and that's why I decided to vlog. I thought for a couple of day nights, actually for about a week, on how I would start this video and what should I say, but I figured I'd just, speak to you guys the way I would speak to my grandmother, my mom, anyone else that I'm very close with. So basically, my boyfriend's birthday was on March 25th, Saturday. And for about a month now, I plan to throw him a big birthday party, invite his family, invite my family. We've had a bumpy road ahead of us, and I just figured we celebrate, life and just celebrate. It's another year of life to celebrate. Why not? Long story short, in the midst of me planning his birthday, my grandmother, I went to her house. And by the way, me and my grandmother I'm attached to her hip. Like, I'm very close with my mom. I love my mom. I love them the same amount, but it's just something about with my grandmother. I've always been attached to her hip since I was a baby, a little girl, as far as I could remember. And I had went to her house to visit her, which I do for, every other day. We don't live too far from each other. And when I got there, it was just, as soon as I went in the house, like, I just felt the bad vibe. She had told me over the phone that she wasn't feeling too good. So I figured I'd go over there faster. When I went, she was like having an asthma attack. Mind you, this is not the first time she's had an asthma attack. Like, I've had to take her to the hospital before, but it's just something about this time I just knew that something wasn't right. So I got there around 11. I got there at 11 because before that I went to go put in the order for my boyfriend's birthday cake. Right after that, I went straight to her house. I got there around 11. She was literally out of breath. She could not breathe. Like, she was losing color in her face. And I was just like, Grandma, we have to go to the hospital. My grandmother's the type, she hates hospitals. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys do. I mean, who loves being in a hospital is not a vacation. But trying to convince my grandmother to go to the hospital was very hard, even with everything that was going on with her, just because every time she goes to the hospital, she always ends up being admitted, which I already knew deep down inside because my grandmother has a stent put in her heart. Her heart isn't working too good. There was a stent put in her heart about last year, and she just couldn't breathe. From 11 o'clock that I got there, I wound up rushing her to the hospital. She didn't want to take an ambulance, so we took a cab. Took her to the hospital. It's not too far. When we got there, it was literally from the time that we got there. Mind you, I took her to the hospital March 21st. From the time that we got there to the time that I left, usually in the hospitals, especially dealing with the emergency room, it takes very long. I don't know what happened in the stars, and I just don't know. For some reason, this particular night, the emergency room was so packed, guys. Like, it was crazy. I already had a bad feeling. I just knew something wasn't right. They wind up admitting my grandmother. Mind you, they had to check her oxygen levels. So a normal oxygen level would be 95 and above. When they checked my grandmother's oxygen level, her oxygen level was 82. Horrible isn't the word. She wound up getting admitted. They ran a couple of blood tests on her, And long story short, the preliminary doctor had came in and was basically speaking to her and to me at the same time. But once again, I just had a bad feeling, so I stepped out. And as I stepped out, I grabbed him so I could speak to him. So I asked him, to further explain to me so we could talk in private, because, I don't want my grandmother to catch an anxiety. And, she was already on oxygen. It was just horrible. So he winds up coming outside and we wind up speaking, and he just basically told me that my grandmother has lung disease. Now, for me to hear that about my grandmother, that is like my heart dropped. I've never felt this way. Like, I've never ever even thought about my grandmother even having something like this. Just because my grandmother, like, she's 59 years old, but you would think she's 21. Not because of the way she acts, but the way she lives life, the way she enjoys it. And that's why I haven't been uploading for you guys. Just because, I've been going back and forth to the hospital, taking care of her. Mind you, at the same time, I had to, I was in the process of throwing my boyfriend's birthday party. So it's like the same day that I found out that she had lung disease in the morning was the same day, about 20 minutes later, on the day of my boyfriend's party, which was on Saturday, that I was going to do, the last minute runarounds, pick up his cake, pick up some chairs that I had rented for his birthday gathering. And as soon as I left out that hospital, I've never wept and cried like that. And I know you guys are probably like, oh, well, when she talks about it, like, you're not crying now, or, negative trolls that'll say negative things. It's not that I'm not hurt and that I'm not crying. It's just I've already cried. And at the end of the day, what I need to do is get myself together so I can be that support system for my grandmother. So, that's just everything that's been going on with me, and, everything that's been going on with my grandmother, and why I wasn't able to upload for you guys. But I'm definitely going to get back on it. I'm just getting situated with my grandmother, because now she's currently on oxygen. She has to be on oxygen for the rest of her life now. So this is a new adjustment for me, for her, for everyone around us. So it's just a very new adjustment, and it hurts me seeing my grandmother like that, but what can I do about it? I'm just glad that, she is alive, because there's a lot of people that don't have their grandparents or never had the chance to meet their grandparents. So I'm just trying to be just trying to have faith and cherish every moment, that I have with her, because you just never know. So on that note, I'm going to wrap this video up, because I've been talking for about 9 minutes now. I don't want to talk you guys to death, but I'm going to wrap it up. Please, guys, leave your comments below. Please keep my grandma in your prayers. I will definitely have you guys meet my grandmother. I just want her to be a little more adjusted with the oxygen. It's something new to her. She's still kind of embarrassed about it. So I will definitely be bringing her to my channel so you guys can meet her. She's amazing. I know you guys will love her just as much as I do, and I really look forward to having her on. And please, guys, as I said, keep her in your prayers. Keep my family in your prayers. You guys are more than welcome to leave your comments below. Anything that you guys would reference that could possibly help her get her mind off of things, just please comment down below and like and subscribe. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.